Get out of the way. What are you doing there? This isn't about you. What's going on, guys? It's Investing Hustler here. Today I'm going to talk about part 3 of cryptocurrency versus marijuana stocks, and this is my final verdict. So let's get down to business. Now, both cryptocurrency and marijuana stocks both have their great amount of risks, and some investors might get turned off due to their history. For example, cryptocurrency has funded a lot of criminal activities like money laundering, market manipulation.
The CEO of one of the world's leading Bitcoin exchanges, BitInstant, has been arrested in New York. The prosecution claims Charlie Shrem was involved in a drug money laundering scheme via the Silk Road website.
Drug trafficking and gun trafficking.
Drug trafficking, illegal weapon sales, and crowd-funded assassinations were all just a click
I'm
away.
not sure if you guys ever heard of the dark web or the deep web or websites like the Silk Road. But the Silk Road was an online black market where you can purchase anything from drugs, guns, fake identities, counterfeit money. You could even hire an assassin or a hacker. So a lot of super legal stuff.
It's called the Silk Road, a billion-dollar online marketplace for illegal drugs.
And what kind of currency did a website like Silk Road use?
Prosecutors are alleging that Charlie Shrem had been engaging in a scheme to sell over $1 million in bitcoins to users of the Silk Road website, which then subsequently enabled users to buy and sell illegal drugs anonymously and beyond the reach of law enforcement.
Bitcoin being a decentralized online digital currency made it almost impossible to track where this money was coming from and where it was going to. Bitcoin was perfect for a website like the Silk Road. But eventually the FBI did track down the founder and they shut down the website. Founder Ross Williams was arrested and sentenced to a life in prison.
It's a secret world used by criminals to buy and sell drugs.
The biggest criminal trial in the history of the internet is over this morning, and so apparently is Ross Ulbricht's freedom.
So it's life in prison. That's what a judge handed down to Ross Ulbricht.
I've never heard of such a long sentence for something someone did with a computer, essentially.
A life sentence for running basically a Craigslist website.
In a way, Ross Ulbricht is the American dream. He's an entrepreneur. He saw a new market. He went for it.
Also, another example, marijuana is considered an illicit drug with a potential for abuse and classified as a Schedule 1 drug in the US under federal law. Also, drug cartels have controlled the marijuana supply in North America, which continue to present ongoing problems for authorities.
On Tuesday, U.S. Customs and Border Protection officials announced a recent seizure of drugs from the Arizona-Mexico border. 7 tons of marijuana were taken on January 15th at the Mariposa Nogales port of entry.
Since marijuana is an illegal drug, all these companies have to do all their business transactions in cash. So these companies don't have access to financial services. Being a huge company in the pot industry and not being able to have access to a bank account can be a lot of risk. Unless you're from Canada, where BMO, the Bank of Montreal, has become the first of the big 5 Canadian banks to finance a company that's in the business of growing marijuana. And that company is Canopy.
But despite the skyrocketing revenue growth and a steady march towards legitimacy as more and more states legalize, marijuana dispensary owners across the country still face a troubling problem. They have nowhere to stash all the money. Because marijuana is still illegal at the federal level, most banks want nothing to do with it.
Now, although marijuana stocks and cryptocurrency seem to be as opposite as night and day, they both have a few things in common. They both are very volatile. They can rise just as fast as they can dip. Both are very profitable, and they have seen some serious gains in the past year, especially cryptocurrency. Another thing to note is the marijuana industry actually has their own cryptocurrency called Potcoin. According to their website, this currency was created to provide an ecosystem to serve some of the needs of the marijuana related businesses. So for someone who loves marijuana and crypto, would you invest in Potcoin? I don't think I would. My personal opinion is that cryptocurrency is a lot more risky, especially since a lot of them are scams.
No. That's a scam. What am I going to do?
Now, if I were to choose one over the other, I would go for marijuana stocks. And I have 3 reasons why. My first reason is because our government is starting to accept marijuana as a legitimate tax-paying business. If you heard this 10 years ago, people would think you were crazy. But on January 1st, California legalized marijuana, and on July 1st, Canada will legalize marijuana for recreational purposes, which is a huge news, especially for marijuana stocks and those involved in it.
Number 2.
The market appears to put recreational marijuana in the same league as tobacco and the alcoholic industry, which are both very profitable businesses. And number 3, so far when it comes to my actual investments, I have profited tens of thousands of dollars from the marijuana industry versus cryptocurrency where I have barely broke even. Those are just my personal experiences. I know there's stories out there about people becoming millionaires from cryptocurrency, but I am not one of those stories. Hold on to my cryptocurrency long term and possibly purchase more crypto on dips, but no more than 5% of my portfolio. As for my marijuana stocks, I do plan to hold half of my stocks long term because I expect more gains and a lot of volatility. So half of my shares are for long term and the other half I will continue to sell when it reaches all-time highs, and I will continue to buy on dips. So that's my verdict for marijuana versus cryptocurrency. If you guys enjoyed this video, let me know what you guys think. Please leave a like and a subscribe, and if you have any questions, you can comment down below. Thanks for watching. This is Investing Hustler. Bye-bye.